What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the NorCal Sports Report. We're for a Niners postgame show, and then after we do the postgame show, it'll be a little Hangout stream. So let's get to the Niners here. Niners won 35-16 over the Cardinals. Are now 4-0. They're one of two undefeated teams left in the NFL. It's them and Philly. Miami lost today to Buffalo. Miami got absolutely crushed by Buffalo, and then the other undefeated team was it was just Miami, Niners, and Eagles. And the Eagles won. So it's just them and the Eagles now sitting undefeated. They got Dallas next week, but a lot of people are saying they're going to overlook Arizona, and it does not look like they were going to overlook Arizona. So a 35-16 win. They have now won 14 straight regular season games. And let's get into this topics. We have 5 topics. So by the way, how this is going to work, since this is my first time doing it, we got a bunch of topics we're going to go over for tonight's game. Then after we do all that, we'll post a link and we'll do the hangout aspect of the stream. So let's get to the first topic. First topic is Brock Purdy. This guy is him. He is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Today, Purdy went 20 for 21. Just, you got to hear that right. One incompletion the entire game. Just a single incompletion. That's a 95.2% completion rate. 283 yards and a touchdown. Sure, you can say he didn't really have to do that much because he has Christian McCaffrey, who I'll get to next. But still, 20 for 21, one incompletion the entire game on 21 passing attempts, and a 134.6 passer rating. I mean, what more do Niners fans, or just anyone in general, what more do they need to see from Brock Purdy? I don't understand what more you need to see. I know it's against Arizona, who doesn't have the greatest defense ever. But still, one incompletion in a game? It's just ridiculous. It's insane. He's so good. He is so good. Oh, yeah, and this is for the people who says Purdy doesn't have any arm strength. He threw, 4 deep balls to the middle and to the right? First of all, yeah, an issue was him throwing to his left, but 2 deep balls from the middle to the right, and they were all almost perfect. I mean, his deep ball, which people say he doesn't have a deep ball, was really, really good tonight. I should say today, actually. It was a day game. But it was really, really good today. And all those deep balls, I mean, most of those deep balls, I think it was like 3 or 4. They were to Brandon Ayuk. Purdy and Ayuk have such a good connection. Brandon Ayuk is so good. He's the best route runner in the NFL. I don't care what people say. Brandon Ayuk is so good at what he does. And him and Purdy have a huge connection. Ayuk had 6 catches for 148 yards today, and 3 of those catches were from Purdy deep balls. And also on those deep balls, he made some incredible catches too, Ayuk. I mean, him and Purdy have such a good connection. This is why Ayuk is having a breakout season. He's going to have one. Him and Purdy have such a great connection. I mean, he was so good, and so was Purdy. I don't know what you can say about Purdy that was not positive today. Just one incompletion. Bunch of good deep balls, 134.6 pass range. Sure, he only threw for 1 touchdown. But still, he is so good. Brock Purdy. There's nothing negative you can say about him. He's a top 10 quarterback. I don't care what you say. All right, so no new chatters. Next topic I got to say is Christian McCaffrey. He's the MVP of not just of the Niners. He's the MVP of the NFL. Today, Christian McCaffrey had 20 carries for 106 yards. He had 4 touchdowns in total, 3 rushing touchdowns. One of those touchdowns was a receiving touchdown from Purdy. He had 7 receptions for 71 yards. How is he's got to be the MVP of the NFL if he keeps this up. He broke a Jerry Rice record, I think, today. He is so good. He's a safety valve. Every quarterback wants McCaffrey. 4 touchdowns today. Niners scored 5 touchdowns. 4 of them came from McCaffrey. The other one came from a Purdy quarterback sneak. What is 176 plus 71? That's 177 total yards today from my running back. He could have also gone to 200. I mean, with Christian McCaffrey, it doesn't matter if there's a hole or if there's not a hole at all. He's gonna find a way to get through it. He's not known as a power back, but ever since he came to the Niners, he's been kind of like a power back. The Niners did something. McCaffrey is the MVP of the NFL. He's the MVP. If the Niners didn't have Christian McCaffrey, if Debo's out and McCaffrey's in, I think Niners win. If Ayuk's out and McCaffrey's in, Niners are going to win. If McCaffrey's out, but Debo and Ayuk are in, I don't know if the Niners are going to win a lot of games. McCaffrey is the best player on this Niners team and the best player in the NFL. Period. The best player in the NFL. Without McCaffrey, I think the Niners this year would be 2-2. They would be 2-2 without McCaffrey this year. Instead, they're 4-0. One of 2 undefeated teams left. He's just ridiculous. The Niners are unfair with Christian McCaffrey. They were unfair with Debo, Ayuk, and Kittle. But with McCaffrey, they take that to a whole nother level of unfair. They're like unstoppable with McCaffrey. If McCaffrey stays healthy this year, they'll win the Super Bowl. If he stays healthy. That's my only concern to McCaffrey. He's had an injury history, and with how much the Niners are using him, I know they use Mason a lot today, but with how much the Niners are using McCaffrey without giving him breaks, I just have a feeling. I'm just worried he's going to get injured because he does have a history of getting injured. And if he gets injured, like I said earlier, I think the Niners are going to really feel that. They need Christian McCaffrey. They need him. All right, next topic I want to talk about, the defense. They played Arizona. Arizona's been putting up a lot of points. They only gave up 16 to Arizona. That's the good thing. Okay, Arizona's been scoring a lot of points lately. Well, this entire season. They only gave up 16. But there's some concerns I have with this defense. One of those concerns is Ambry Thomas. He sucks. It's that simple. I can't sugarcoat it. Ambry Thomas is not good. He got burned on so many plays. Who was that guy who caught the touchdowns for Arizona? Like Michael Scott or something like that? He got burned by every receiver on Arizona. I mean, Ambry Thomas isn't good. You got to start Oliver on the nickel. No more experimenting with Ambry. He's been in the NFL a long time, and he's proven that he's not really a solid cornerback. He's not good. They got to stop using him. Ambry Thomas. Another thing I have is the lack of pass rush. They had one sack today. That was from Javon Hargrave. Javon Hargrave he's amazing. He is so good, Javon Hargrave. But the pass rush, besides the Hargrave sack, there was almost no pressure on Dobbs today. I'm going to get to Bosa, but Bosa, where the hell are you, my guy? You get paid the big bucks. You're the highest paid player who's not a quarterback in the NFL. Where the hell did you go, Nick Bosa? And third down defense, they were giving up a lot of first downs on third downs. There was a lot of third and shorts. They were using that. Now they're calling it the brotherly shove, which is so stupid. I hate that play so much. I mean, it works, but it's just so annoying. That QB sneak where everyone's just pushing the quarterback past the first down marker. I just hate it. Yeah, the Cardinals are doing that a lot on third and short, and Niners are giving up a lot of first downs on third down. So those are the issues I have. Ambry Thomas, really. The secondary also in general. Charvarius Ward has not been that impressive lately. Charvarius Ward has been maybe even a liability as of late. Charvarius Ward was their best corner locker. Here's a lockdown corner. I mean, I think it's getting to the point where Deommodore Lenoir is your number one cornerback. And who would have thought that last year? That Deommodore Lenoir, I don't know why I'm having such trouble saying that, would be your number one corner on this team ahead of Charvarius Ward. I don't know who would have. But Charvarius has really struggled lately. And part of the reason is Wilkes is playing zone. Charvarius Mooney Ward is a man coverage cornerback. And Wilkes is running a lot of zone. I'm not going to count on Steve Wilkes. I think he's done a decent job. But most of these guys are not used to zone coverage. Like Fred Warner, they're used to man. They're good on man coverage as well. And Charvarius Ward does not look good in zone coverage. Next, second to last topic. Kind of mentioned it just before, not that one yet. Where the hell is Nick Bosa? Where is he? Like, actually, I don't see him on the field. He must be a ghost. He gets paid all this money, and he has one sack this year, coming from a time where he wasn't even blocked. It was just no one there. He just had a wide open lane to the quarterback, and he got him. Where is this guy? He's applying almost no pressure. Sure, maybe you can use the excuse he's getting doubled and all that. But where is he? He's not getting paid to bring in other defensive linemen to get sacks for him. He's getting paid to get sacks. Not to create his teammates to get sacks. I mean, if you're getting paid all that damn money, at this point in the year, you got to have at least more sacks than Drake Jackson. No offense to Drake Jackson. But you're better than Drake Jackson. Jackson has 3 sacks, you have 1. Where is this guy? Niners are right now, they're in a good spot. They're 4-0. But it's pretty much been without Nick Bosa. And that's the thing that impressed me the most about this team. They're pretty much doing this without Nick Bosa. And that's something, because last year Nick Bosa absolutely carried the defense. This year the defense has been carrying Nick Bosa. And they're 4-0. I mean, I can't complain that much. They're 4-0. But yeah, Nick Bosa's got to wake up. He gets paid all that money, and he's doing absolutely nothing. Wake up, Nick. That's what I feel. I wanted to pay Bosa, but I also kind of had a feeling deep down that if you pay him so much money, he's going to fall off, kind of. Not really become terrible, but he'll fall off. He won't be as productive anymore. And right now, that take is looking like it's correct. He's got to wake up, especially with how much he's being paid. All right, last topic I have here. Previewing next week against the Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a dominating win over New England, 38-3, and this is going to be a good game. Cowboys now are 3-1, and this could be. I still think it is going to be the NFC Championship game. Niners Cowboys. So obviously, it beat New England 38-3. Dak, he was good, but here's the thing about the Cowboys. Here's why I think the Niners are going to win this game Sunday. They had 2 defensive touchdowns. That's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But Mac Jones sucks. Okay, Mac Jones is not a good quarterback. The Niners haven't turned the ball over this year. They don't turn the ball over with Purdy. They don't, and the Cowboys had 2 defensive touchdowns. Sure, they still would have won that game. But without those 2 defensive touchdowns, that's only 24 points. It would have only been 24-3. So the Cowboys' offense really isn't that good. It's their defense creating touchdowns, and the Niners don't turn the ball over. So how are the Cowboys going to score? Because I don't think they can score. I don't think they can keep up with the Niners without defensive touchdowns. I just don't think they can. They can barely keep up with. They dominated New England, but that was because of defensive touchdowns. Dak looked good, but I still don't think Dak's a good quarterback. I don't know. The Cowboys got to score in other ways besides their defense with pick sixes and scooping scores. Against the Niners, at least. I mean, you can do that against New England, who has a horrible quarterback like Mac Jones. But you can't do that against Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, and all the stars the Niners have. They're not going to turn the ball over. If you want to beat the Niners, you got to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. And that's what the Cowboys have been doing this year. Against the Giants, they put up 40 points, but Dak threw what? Maybe 2 touchdowns? But because of Dak Prescott? That's because of defense and special teams. The Cowboys. That's why they destroyed the Giants. And the Giants are also still a mess. They beat New England because of their defensive touchdowns. They're not going to beat the Niners with defensive touchdowns because they're not going to get any defensive touchdowns. That's why I think the Niners are going to win that game. But we'll cross the bridge when we get there. That's next week. And yes, that's all I have in terms of topics. So there's only 2 people on, so I'll post a link if no one joins in the next 2 minutes. I'll just end the stream. But yeah, we will be live for the Cowboys-Niners game tonight. That'll be our first Niners stream of the year. What's going on, Ponytail? I still got the 49ers beating the Cowboys. Not anymore. I just mentioned that in the last topic. The Cowboys are scoring all these defensive touchdowns. That's really the main way they're scoring this year. Niners aren't going to turn the ball over, which means there's not going to be any defensive touchdowns with the Cowboys. So that's why I think I changed my mind in that game. Niners are going to win that game, I think. Because I don't trust Dak Prescott. I don't think the Cowboys can keep up with the Niners with their defensive touchdowns. Also the defense. Yeah, Dolphins lost today too. I mean, Miami, they put up 70 against Denver, then they gave up almost 50 to Buffalo. That must suck. Yeah, Miami. I'm still high on Miami, but that was not good at all. Not good. So let's go over all the other scores in the NFL. I know the Colts came back, but they still lost. Let's go over all the other scores. Any Chiefs-Jets play? Chiefs are winning 3-0. They're already in the New York territory again. God, the Jets suck. So obviously the Lions beat the Packers Thursday. Jags won today in London 23-7. They had a pick 6. I forget who it was, but they won in London 23-7 over the Falcons. Obviously the Lambs won. They won 29-23 in overtime against Indianapolis. Puka Nacua, my God, that guy, he is something special, Nacua. That's why I'm high on the Rams this year. They're getting Cooper Kupp back next week. At least they're supposed to get Cooper Kupp back next week, and they're pretty good without Cooper Kupp. Nakua is really filling his shoes very well. And now, because of Cooper Kupp out, Stafford has a big connection with Nakua, just like he has with Kupp. So they pretty much have 2 Cooper Kupps on the Rams, which is not good for all the other teams. 49ers beat the Cowboys. What the Niners' first loss going to be? That's a good question. I'll look at the Niners' schedule after I'm done with this. So Ravens, oh my God, Ravens destroyed the Browns. I mean, Lamar Jackson, man, he's got the MVP votes. That Browns defense is really, really, really good. And he put up 28 on him. I think he had like 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson is something. The not really a tank bowl, but a winless bowl. Vikings beat the Panthers 21-13. I mean, who cares? Vikings suck. They only put up 21. I mean, Carolina defense, I have them in fantasy. But, yeah, Panthers are a joke. Bryce Young looks like an absolute mess. He has no offensive line, no protection at all. Panthers are a mess. Cincinnati's also a mess. I benched Burrow. Thank God that he put up a whopping 3.8 points in fantasy Burrow. I started Anthony Richards over him and put up 30. So thank God I did that. Bengals got destroyed by the Tennessee Titans. 27-3. I mean, it made me a little more than Burrow in Cincinnati. Maybe more than Burrow's calf. They got to do something there. They got to fire Zach Taylor because Bengals are a mess right now. They are a mess. Bucs beat the Saints 26-9. I was saying in my prediction video the Bucs are going to win the NFC South. Saints, I'm never high on the Saints. Their offense is absolutely garbage. Doesn't matter if they have Derek Carr or whoever. Their offense sucks. Bucs win the NFC South. They destroyed New Orleans as they should have. Talk about Buffalo. They put up 48. They destroyed Miami 48-20. Very impressive for Buffalo. Very, very impressive. Their defense shut down the Dolphins, who have the best offense in football. They really shut them down. Here's the issue. Here's why I think the Niners are better than the Dolphins. Sure, Dolphins definitely have a better offense than the Niners. But the Niners have a much, much better defense than the Dolphins. And you can score as much points as you want, but you're not always going to score 50 a game. Look at Miami, for example. I mean, that's why the Niners are in the Dolphins. Maybe they have a worse offense, but they have a much better defense. I mean, a way better defense than Miami. Then we got the actual tank bowl. Broncos beat the Bears. Bears are actually, no joke. Bears are actually tanking. I mean, what was it? 4th and 2 from the 23. You were tied at 28 and you go for it instead of going for the field goal to take the lead. Matt Eberflus, they're tanking Chicago. And it was a team had to win that game, and it was Denver. So I'm still not going to change my mind on Denver. They still suck. Eagles beat the Commanders in overtime, game-winning field goal by Jason Sanders. As expected, Eagles have been winning ugly all year. I think Niners are better than the Eagles. Yeah, Giants season did end today. 5-2. Lost to the Doyers. So, I gotta check something. I'm actually posting a video right now. I don't know how long it's gonna take to post. Okay, should be posted now. But yes, the Giants season did end today. Lost to the Doyers. Then Texans destroyed Pittsburgh. I'm pissed off at that game because I have the Steelers defense. 30-6. Texans beat the Steelers. Steelers defense put up -6 fantasy points. CJ Stroud is really good. I wasn't high on CJ Stroud at all coming into the NFL, coming into the season. But he's proving me wrong. CJ Stroud is really good. Raiders didn't have Jimmy G. They had Aiden O'Connell. They lost 24-17 to the Chargers. I mean, that's expected. The Raiders suck. Actually, this game we just talked about. Cowboys, like I talked about earlier too, beat the Patriots 38-3. Now Chiefs are playing. So now let's get to when do I think the Niners will... Let's just go over a full season prediction for the Niners. I'm just going to share my screen here. Let's get Niners up. Share my screen here and do this. So yeah, I was saying earlier, my first Niners stream of the year, first play-by-play stream, will be next week against Dallas. That'll be my first Niner play-by-play stream. So obviously they're 4 now. So let's go over the rest of the season. So I said earlier in the stream too, they're going to beat Dallas next week. They're going to beat Dallas. They're going to be 5-0. Cleveland's interesting. Cleveland has a good defense, but their offense absolutely sucks. I mean, if I see a trap game on the schedule coming up before the bye week, it's this game against Cleveland. In Cleveland, Cleveland's a tough place to play. Just to make it interesting, I'm going to say they lose to Cleveland. That's 5-1. Minnesota sucks. They'll destroy Minnesota. Also, Kirk Cousins on a Monday, 6-1. Bengals, I mean, if the Bengals keep playing what they are now, Niners will crush Cincy. I mean, destroy them. So if Bengals are still playing like they are now, so we're going from this day and age on October 1st, 8:45 p.m. Niners will beat the Bengals. Jacksonville. Again, I mean, they beat Atlanta, but Jacksonville has not been impressive at all this year. I'll say Niners beat Jacksonville, so that's what? I'm already losing track. 5-0, 5-1, 6-1, 8-1. Tampa? I mean, Tampa's won the NFC South, but Tampa's still, they're not on the level of the Niners. Baker Mayfield is, I mean, he's looked good, but they still have the star power. Keep up with the Niners, that's 10-1. Then the Hawks on Thanksgiving. I have the Niners playing with the Hawks, so I'll just say they lose in Seattle on Thanksgiving. That's 10-2. Then the Eagles. This game is interesting. If these two teams still are playing how they are, this is going to be the game of the year. I mean, I think the Niners are going to beat the Eagles this year in Philly. They're going to get their revenge. I think if Purdy is healthy, if both teams are healthy, I think the Niners will beat the Eagles, and that's 11-2. Next up, the Hawks. I said they split, so they'll beat them at home. That's 12-2. The Cardinals. The Cardinals are sneaky, but they're not that good. They're getting swept by the Niners. 13-2. Baltimore is interesting. Depends by then. That's Christmas. Depends by then how healthy Baltimore is. If Baltimore's like this, I mean, Lamar Jackson's really good, but if they're this injured, I have to take advantage of that. Outside, they beat Washington. That's 13. Yeah, 13-2. Washington at Washington, Week 17. Weird stuff happens Week 17. I'm still going to take the Niners. 13-2, right? Yes, 13-2. They beat Washington. Then Week 18 against Rams, I said in my prediction video, they're going to lose to the Rams Week 18. That's 13-3. So I have the Niners going 13-3 this year. 13-3. Is my prediction on the Niners. So I'm going to give it another minute. If you want to join, there's the link. If no one joins like next minute, I'll just head out here. But yeah, so that's the post-game show. So I'm going to try and do it after every Niners game. It's kind of styled off Grant Cohn, if you ever watched him. Kind of styled off him. Like with the banners and stuff here, like this, and this. But if you want to hear the stop us go rewind it back. But yeah, it's kind of like Grant Cohn style. Like I said, it'll be live for Week 5 next week, Sunday Night Football. Niners Cowboys. That'll be our first Niners stream of the year. I'm not going to cancel it. I mean, obviously I'll cancel if something comes up, but I'm not going to cancel it. But yeah, that'll be our first Niners stream. Niners Cowboys. So I'll give it till 48, which is, I'll just give it another 30 seconds. Give another 30 seconds to whoever wants to join. That's the difference with those two. John Lynch got Christian McCaffrey, and Farns got AJ Pollock. I don't even want to talk about the Giants anymore. That season's over. I'm done talking about them. They're just too much of a joke. They piss me off too much to even talk about them. Damn Giants. They hit 3 Dodgers today. I mean, Chris Taylor's here. I'm not wishing injury, but Kyle Harrison, forever Giant. Also, Crawford's done probably. That's his last game, and Giants send them out of the loss. The only way Giants even scored today is because Casey Schmidt hit 2 home runs. So yeah, I'm going to head out here. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be live. Next live stream will be we got to wait for the playoff schedule for baseball to come out. But we will be live for playoff baseball Tuesday. Either the 4 o'clock game or the 7 o'clock game. That's all Eastern time. So we will be live for baseball on Tuesday when that starts up. And yeah, so I'll see you guys Tuesday for the next stream. Next Niners stream will be Sunday for Niners Cowboys. And thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys Tuesday. Who won the World Series 2023? No, real quick before I go. There was something. Let's do a quick postseason prediction for MLB. Was it on Talking Baseball? Gotta pull it up. Oh, they announced times. Okay, I gotta check that out. Because that'll be the times we stream. Is it here? MLB playoff picture. Where is it? There we go. Let's just use ESPN for now. Okay, so let's go over who I think is going to win the wild card series. Let's do the entire postseason. by who we have winning and stuff like that. So, first wildcard series, we'll just do AL to NL. Blue Jays, Twins. Twins are cursed in the playoffs. That's going to be a fun series. I'm looking forward to Blue Jays, Twins. I have the Blue Jays winning that series. So it'll be Blue Jays, Astros, LDS. Rangers, Rays. Rangers absolutely choked. They should have won the AL West, but they absolutely blew that. I mean, bad. This is interesting. This is, from my opinion, this is a coin flip. I mean, I like Tampa, but I also like Bochy and the Rangers. I really hope the Rangers win this series, but I don't see it. I'm going to go Tampa over Texas. Arizona, Milwaukee. I mean, Arizona struggled lately, but I just don't like Milwaukee at all this year. Give me Arizona. I'll take Arizona over Milwaukee. Then Miami, Philly. Give me Philly. Miami's too young. It's good to see the Marlins in the playoffs for the first time in a while, but give me Philly. So that'll bring up Blue Jays, Astros. I'm going to take Houston, I guess. Houston's been hot lately. Springer's returning. I mean, the interesting thing about the picture of this, of Twins, Blue Jays, and whoever wins that series, if Twins win, Correa plays the Astros in the ALDS. If the Blue Jays win, Springer plays the Astros in the ALDS. Two former Astros. That's going to be interesting. But give me the Astros to go to the ALCS. And Rangers, Rays, Rays, Orioles. I just think the Orioles are too young. Give me Tampa. So that'll be a Tampa, Houston, ALCS. Then we got Arizona, LA, unless it's like Baltimore. Arizona's too young. Then Philly, Atlanta. I think Atlanta gets revenge. So the ALCS is Tampa, Houston, and Atlanta. LA. Houston, Tampa. I mean, NASCAR's ride in the World Series has to end at some point, right? I think it does. Give me Tampa over Houston. And then Dodgers, Braves. Give me the Braves. So that'll bring up a Southern World Series between Tampa and Atlanta. I'm gonna take Tampa. Tampa's gonna win the World Series this year. It'll be a Rays and Braves World Series, and I think the Rays are gonna win the World Series this year. So yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen this postseason, which starts Tuesday. And now, since the times are released, I can go over which game we're gonna stream Tuesday. So the game Texas-Tampa starts at 3. We can't do we can't do that. Then Toronto-Minnesota is at 4. We can probably do that. Yeah, we can probably do. Yeah, we'll do. So I think the first game we'll do for the playoffs Tuesday will be Blue Jays Twins at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:30 p.m. Pacific. Arizona Milwaukee at 7. Then Miami Philly at 8. Probably do Toronto Minnesota at 4:30, and then yeah, let's go from there. Because Tuesday I gotta do something during the night. So yeah, next stream will be Tuesday for most likely Toronto Minnesota, or if not that, it will be Miami Philly. One of those two series. All right, so I'm gonna head out now. I'll see you guys Tuesday, either night or afternoon, and peace.